So yesterday I worked on teaching Rooster a new trick, and that was touch. And this comes from wanting to teach him more brain games for when it's hot during the Arizona summer or like right now when it's raining. So I've been talking on the blog about mastering your walk, and part of prepping for your walk includes exercising your dog before you walk. So I asked everyone to hear me out. I'm not talking about playing fetch for hours. I'm talking about playing fetch for a few minutes in the backyard or for Rooster. What really tires him out is mental exercise more than physical. And so I'll kind of pair these together. I'll make him fetch the ball for a little bit in the backyard, and then I'll make him do some mental exercise. And so this one allows us to do it indoors when it's hot in Arizona, or like I said, right now when it's raining. So for my friends up north, when it's cold, this is a fun thing that you can teach your dog. So you start by just putting your hand in front of them and asking for the touch. When your dog moves towards your hand, you mark them with a yes and then reward them. And then you build it up to where they're actually touching it. So you can see there where Rooster was kind of struggling to figure out what I was asking. So I moved my hand closer to him to make it easier for him to hit the mark. I sped up the next part so that you can see all I did was just repeat this behavior for like the next 3 minutes until I bring him to a sit position. What I realized was that it was physically difficult for him to reach my hand while he was in a down position. So what I did was just brought him back up to a sit to just make it easier for him to win at this game, which makes it more fun for him, more fun for me, and less time that we actually have to spend training this. And so I just continually in asking him for a touch. When he tries to give me a shake, I just wait for him to choose a different route and touch my hand and then reward him when he does. So as he started to figure this out, I just started to make it a little more difficult for him by moving around and making my hand farther away. But then if he was struggling, again, I brought my hand closer to him or more in his face so that he could think about, no, that's not what I actually asked, so what is the right answer? So here you can just see me moving around, trying to get him back up, trying to make him win at this. So when you're working with your own dog, use your judgment. Is your dog struggling with it? Do you need to step back and start rewarding them just for looking at your hand, then moving towards it? Then finally, get it an inch away from their face until they actually touch it, and then just start marking that behavior. If your dog is catching on really quickly, you can do what I did and start to make it a little more challenging for them by moving around, making your hand be farther away, maybe putting them into a down and asking them to then touch it, but just really making them think and work will mentally exercise them and really just prep them for other things that you want to do with them, whether it's going in the car, going for a walk, waiting for people to come over. Whatever you need that your dog just needs to chill out a little bit. These types of games are a really fun way to do that. So I sped up the next few minutes just to show you that we're repeating the same thing without actually having to watch it all. So we just continued refining this touch for today. I start to challenge him more by really making him move towards my hand, as well as even raising the bar and making him kind of jump to touch my hand. And so as he had figured this out, I really just wanted to challenge him a little bit more. But we ended on going back to some of those things that we've been working on, like down and shake. Since he was trying to give me those throughout this entire session, I still wanted to reward him for those things that we've actually been working on and give him an opportunity for those commands or behaviors to be the right answer. And so I would really just challenge you to do some fun things with your dog, especially while you're working on commands and behaviors that are a little bit more difficult for them, like loose leash walking or not barking when people come to the door. And this also will just help you guys connect better by having your dog look at you and just try and figure out what it is you want them to do. As always, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. You can find me on Instagram at nonstopdogtalk or on my blog at nonstopdogtalk.com. We'll see you next week.